Just recently we did our first youth sort of education charter. This is high school based. We want to do high school and college level programs, but we had the opportunity to work with the Navy Sea Cadets and Sail Ships Maine to get these students aboard for a week of sailing with us.
Where are we going?
So today we're going to, where are we going? Freeport. Right now we're in Portland. Freeport is just 13 nautical miles that way. Super calm, and we're picking up some kids, some Sea Cadets, which is a program with the Navy. Young high school sort of age, all boys on our boat, and taking them sailing and teaching them how to sail, teaching them sail training for 6 days.
This year is actually a lot of firsts for us now that resilience is in the place that needs to be to have people aboard. We didn't really know what to expect in terms of who we were working with, but we felt really confident just given our background, being used to working with people on the boat. I have a really strong background working with kids of a lot of different ages, and basically the goal was to do sail training, but also share our passion for what we do for sailing, for getting outdoors, for the ocean, and so forth.
How's the cheese grating going, Caboose?
I'm making a mountain.
You're making a mountain?
Yes.
What's the mountain called?
Cheese mountain.
Martin, how was today?
Today was really amazing, getting introduced to the ship, getting taught a lot of things about it and the general area. We now know there's seals, which I think is really cool. And it's honestly been amazing getting familiarized with it.
I'm excited for today. It's a good group of people, and I think they're going to be pretty proficient at running this boat pretty quickly. So that's cool. Get to sit back and relax and enjoy the show.
My favorite part of the trip was watching the cadets really grow, and the first day they were on board, they were figuring out which line goes to what, and how to walk around a ship, one hand for the ship, one hand for themselves. And then the end of the trip, they're setting sails by themselves, calling out line commands, plotting a course to our next anchorage. It was really amazing to see their progress throughout the week.
I think it definitely exceeded my expectations of what we'd be doing, and the staff and the crew on board have been so awesome and helping us and so understanding of that we're novices at this and we've never done it before. And I honestly have learned so much out of this week that I feel confident enough that I could get on a small little sailboat and sail it myself.
I don't know, I feel like resilience takes the phrase expanding people's horizons literally, and I think there is something so wonderful about that. We take people all over the world, and we may not necessarily even have spent a lot of time in that area, but we're exploring it together in a safe and really wonderful way. And so I think there's something so valuable about being part of that experience and being part of that exploration.
Honestly, for me, I think taking I've never really sailed before, so learning how to sail is awesome, but I think realizing how much you're using the things around you to be self-sufficient, and also you're using the wind. That's your way of moving, and I think that's so cool, knowing that we're not using man-made power, from an engine, and that's making pollution, and you're just letting the wind do the work. I think that's so cool. Yeah, it's definitely I didn't think I would like sailboats this much.
That's awesome.
I've definitely taken away a couple things, but I think the main things are like being aware of my surroundings, like being in the helm and watching out for buoys and rocks and stuff like that, just knowing my course. And I've also gained like a really big respect for sailors, like knowing that they go through this every single day trying to get somewhere. And it's really tough being just by yourself. Even if you have a couple people, it's still pretty tough.
Yeah.
I just, looking back on it with a week of sailing going by, I couldn't have imagined it being more successful. The kids were incredible. They by the end of it, they were able to easily plot out a course for the next day of where we're gonna go, what tacks we were gonna make, have some contingency plans in there, and also be able to navigate the boat, communicate with each other of avoiding lobster pots or looking at the wind or looking at currents and all sorts of things. They were able to run the boat themselves, and that's amazing. And I couldn't imagine a better experience, and we just can't wait to do more.